In this second video, we're going to look at adding sections and also adding our first questions to our Google form. To add anything to a Google form, you want to use the sidebar here. There's a whole range of different options. The first one we're going to select here is add a section. What this will do, as you can see, is it divides our quizzes up into sections. You can think of them like different pages of a book. So the first section, all that's visible is what's on this screen, and in the second section, it'll be these questions that are visible. So we can divide our quiz up into different topics. Our first topic's all going to be about the mission statement. For these questions, they're going to be a fill in the gap sort of activity. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to put our question in. So our question is, can you fill in the missing gap? And then we're going to put our sentence in alongside the missing gap. Okay, so here you can see our sentence. We've used the underscore to give our missing word, and students are going to be able to choose what goes in that word. For this one, we're going to select a drop down. What this will mean is that the students will see a choose selection, and then they can choose the different words. And so over here, we need to put our options. You don't have to put them in the correct order, with the first option always being the right order. You can assign correct answers later on if you like to. So let's choose some words that could go in there. You'll notice that every time I put a new word in, it comes up with the option to add another option. And you can keep going and choose as many options as you like. I think 4 seems plenty. Once we're done with this question, we might want to choose required. This means that students will have to answer the question. They can't skip it. So they might have to give it a guess if they're not sure. We won't worry about the answer key, but we'll look at that at the end if anyone wants to take this a little bit further. And then we have our first question made. If we want to review that question and see what it looks like, we can click on this eye icon over here, which is the preview. The will take us to our actual quiz. So here you can see our quiz, next, and there's our question, where we can choose any of the items that we put in earlier, and we'll get a feedback form showing us what the students have put in. Okay, so let's add a couple more questions to fill out our quiz. Now, we want to make our second question very similar to the question before. We can just click over here, add new question, and go through that process again. Alternatively, you can click duplicate. This will copy the question that we had before, and therefore we can change only the bits that we need to. So we want to get rid of the sentence that we had and put a new sentence in. And again, we need to remember to change the answers for our new question. And we'll add one more question. So again, we're going to click duplicate. We're going to change the sentence. And remembering to change over the answers. And there we have our first section complete. So try and do that yourself, get your quiz up and running, come back to task 3, or I'll add a new section and look at some new question styles.